Hello, everybody. One thing I wanted to mention to y'all is that it's so interesting how it's been lately with what I was hoping to post regularly on social media and give you guys updates, and I did with training, and I was thinking that training was going to kind of solve everything. There's a lot of over emphasis on your health, and frankly I needed to focus on my health this whole time, but it was almost like my identity was tied to just all or nothing. I had to focus on that because that was going to make all the difference, but surely it did. And the real work happens when you're faced with all that time alone in your thoughts, thinking, why isn't my ambition and potential turning into a reality or a change? The gym's always been teaching me things like you got to play the long game. You might not see or feel maybe all what you're looking for at the end results right away. It's fine and all, but I wasn't giving myself that much grace when it came to other areas of my life, and was hoping that it would have happened in a certain timeline. And I put so much energy and focus and my mind to training, sometimes with all this body transformation and all the energy and so forth and all the recovery needed. I put so much there that other things would kind of fall to the wayside. And that's what happens a lot of times with other things I've noticed. Something comes along, focus on that. Something comes along, focus on that. And I push what seemed to be the most important things to me deep down off to the side. And that would cause some stifling. And not only that, but that habitually just kind of kept me in a rut of not prioritizing things that are deeply important to me. And this ultimately can be kind of a coping, where constantly prioritizing other things and escaping the work needed to really move the needle in certain areas means that I just don't have the resilience and the habits built and the repetitions on that. Now, as growing up, little Ray was always deeply fascinated and intrigued and drawn into and connected to and energized by and so on with music, anything related to music. I didn't have all this social media and all these distractions, and I would kind of take for granted what was there, and other things felt like were more of a priority rather than taking that leap of faith or so in myself and putting in that work. I went to a producers meetup a while ago. Somebody was just noticing, and more than once what happened was people were noticing me, and I don't know if it was my demeanor or so, but approaching people and just having conversations, I have been associated with all this music stuff for probably longer than a lot of those kids have been even alive. But I didn't devote myself and have the clarity to, again, really like move the needle. And somebody was saying something like, it came across like I don't believe in myself. And it's hard to, in a way, if you don't have the proof and the repetitions and the portfolio out there. This is, again, a very honest and maybe a big reason why we're not seeing a lot of the posts, because I've been doing certain things, distracting myself, doing something else, distracting myself, doing something else, because I would hear that you have to kind of be the master of all trades, not even just the jack of all trades. So I have big project after big project in different areas, rather than kind of starting small, have a routine, and just moving ahead. I just spread my energy and my time, my focus in so many different areas. It is also hard to get the brain rewiring in if you don't focus enough on certain things. And we hear also about how specialized you should be if you really want to move the needle in any field. They look at you as somebody who's specialized, and the specialization is the nuance which kind of sets you apart. Being the best possible in any given day, consistently, in a specific thing, right? So in social media, I was getting distracted with a lot of photography, videography, cinematography stuff. And in music, which I was saying to brand myself as somebody who does music preparation, from notation or engraving, composition, arranging, orchestration, and social media is a lot of marketing, not only just the videography side of things, and then so on and so forth. And with my time that I spend, I'm at the gym 4 days a week, training really heavy, cutting on a calorie deficit. Like, there's a lack of clarity and a lack of focus that has happened over a while, and it kind of catches up. And at a certain point, we can all say enough is enough. You can only hit your back against the wall so many times. But if I were to actually sit with myself, not be so distracted, that childlike focus, energy, enjoyment, all that, I would give myself a chance to bring that back. And for all the people saying, can't teach an old dog new tricks, well, underdog, right? I don't believe that. I'm getting in the best shape of my life. You see all around the place people running marathons in old age, getting university degrees in old age, always learning new hobbies, that's just, I think, another excuse, right? But the right type of mentality and the right adaptation at any age, yeah, why not? Is life over at a certain number? Come on, right? Underdogs, gotta fight, gotta keep fighting. The odds are stacked against us. We're not the picture perfect model of whatever it may be. It's okay. There's always something in us that's striving for more than mediocrity. Let's put it that way, right? So I've been training for close to 10 months now, And as great as this is with the health, with the energy, and where I've come from having no fine motor skills, really, I couldn't even move my fingers for, like diminished triads or so forth on guitar. No, it wasn't cooperating with me. So had to reinvent, reprioritize, go at it again. That's life. It's not perfect. Keep fighting. 1% better a day, right? As they said. 2 exponentially over a year make a huge difference in our lives. I catch myself slipping here and there, but that's part of the refinement process. So taking inventory of what's actually going on and why we keep on slipping, I think that's really crucial too. So this is just a real update for whomever it is that knows me, is following me, or may follow me. This is who I am. That's why, another reason why I have the name Underdog Sound, all that registered and so on. It's constantly, there's a lot of things going on, but I believe the hero's journey, as we call it, or just the expression, you draw a bow back, might feel like you're going back, but that's really a lot of potential energy to shoot forward, right? And I can talk myself out any given day of what I'm trying to work towards. Again, career in music, health, and what's ahead of me. I may not be aware of all the details and what it might entail, but many, many years ago, I decided this was the path. Things that aren't aligned with it, weeding it out. The more I weed out and the more I free myself from everything else, the more I feel like I can get the needle moving in the right direction. So there's a mentality, there's spirituality, there's all that comes into play in the health, and the friendships, and so on. And it can be a lot to balance, but start small. Health is a big thing. I've always had smacks in the face to get health in line. Things could be going well, and then nope, that's not there. Everything else can seem to just shatter and fall. So the important thing is to take what you've built, what you work towards, and those habits every single day. Like today, it's practically a heat wave. Everything's sore. Injuries and surgeries are kind of flaring up. I'm still lifting heavy. I still don't have the energy. Good. Hey, I have reasons not to do it, and I have excuses, but I show up. Right? Consistency is the key. Give that time. You get the real habits down. You refine yourself over time. It doesn't have to be perfect from the start. That perfectionist mentality is a killer. Keep with it. It's consistent. I didn't want to show up at the gym. I did. Those little habits of showing up when you don't want to, that builds a character. That builds the refinement over time and how you think. It rewires all that. It's simple, right? It's simple. It's not easy to do. That's it, right? Anyways, this is just a little bit of motivation / progress / as I've been saying, for y'all that know me, I don't think I really share much, but this is possibly sorting out what's going on a little bit, and always striving to get better all the time, right? So thanks for being with me. Looking forward to bigger and better and more beautiful and awesome things with y'all in the future.